Did you play today? Great. Did you work today? And then that's the trade-off. And there have been times where he's worked, and he says, well, Dad, I worked. It's time to play. And one of the things that, I also have a 16-year-old daughter who went through the school systems, and I've noticed that when she was younger, that fire and that spark she had to learn was always there. But what happens is when you're in the school system, you believe that at 3 o'clock your mind turns off.
Right, okay.
And it's like, I've learned everything I want to learn for the day, and it's over. And that's not how life is.
Right.
You know, once I became aware that that's how she was thinking, I had a conversation with her, and she kind of, you know, corrected it.
Right.
So, you know, it's such an exciting time in education.
Yes.
And there's so many different alternatives out there. You know, parents should not feel handcuffed. And I know a lot of parents do. I know for a period of time I did. And the message I want to get out there is, you may not be strong in a certain area, but there are other parents that will work with you to get your child to the next level.
Right, right. So, okay, wonderful, wonderful. Yeah. Now, for our viewers, I just want to basically, I hope everybody's following, you know, following the story, because your story sounds fabulous. Now, we're going to go into the next phase of your story, which is, because we didn't mention how old your child is. So I want to mention how old your child is, then I want to also go into what your child, how advanced as far as the different, the skill level of what you've been teaching him and how he's been gravitating to that. So now, how old is your child?
Well, he's 5 right now.
5?
He's 5. He's 5. When I started with him, he was 2.5, you know, almost 3. And he's doing, you know, he's reading almost chapter books. He's doing multiplication.
Oh no, come on.
Yes,
well, 5 years old, he's doing multiplication?
He's doing multiple. Well, you know,
that's impossible.
And the route we went was, I don't know if you remember Schoolhouse Rock back in the day.
Yes, yes.
And you know, all the songs that they had.
Okay.
Well, you know, when he was 3.5 or 4, he started singing the songs, and he got the 5 times tables. He got the 8 times. And then when we go and we shoot basketball, it's by 2s. So he's learning his 2s. So when I say, how much is 3 times 2?
Very good.
You know, so it's you know, children, and everyone knows this already, but I still remind myself that they're sponges.
Yes.
And whatever you throw at them, they will absorb. Right. And if you make it sexy, fun, exciting, just like the Shrek movies are, or just like Spielberg is doing in contrast to sitting behind a desk for 4 hours, you know, not moving, it's going to absorb a lot quicker and a lot faster, and it's going to be fun. You know, learning is fun. Education is fun. However, the paradigm in which you package it needs to catch up to the rest of society. Right, you know,
right. Well, you know what? You have an excellent forum for possibly your own show. You know what I mean? So hopefully in the near future, maybe sometime sooner than maybe I think that you should try to introduce your own show, your own forum, so that way you can get a lot of this information out to the parents and also to the educational system for people that, you know, I think information definitely will help a lot of people that are looking for alternative teaching methods. Because what I wanted to do with my son basically is I wanted to definitely introduce him to, because he's 5 now, matter of fact 5, 6, no, Bryce is 6, he just turned 6. I wanted to introduce him to chess, you know what I mean? But I'll probably start with checkers, something where he can just get the concept of moving pieces and what they do, and then advance it into introduction level of chess. And then also I want to introduce him to dictionary, like, you know, like a basic dictionary where I'm not going to go into the meanings and the definitions all at once, but I will probably go through the words, so that way his vocabulary and the words that he is that he hears and that he's exposed to, his vocabulary starts becoming more advanced, and his speaking level of speaking can, you know what I mean, he can dialogue with an adult. So there's a few things, a few techniques that I actually wanted to do, you know what I mean, to introduce to my son in order to, you know, just kind of, give him that edge, so that way he can be more productive in school, and also we can do a lot of other things together.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
that's important. And it's fascinating that you said that, because one of the things that I'm seeing, and I don't know if my just consciousness is really heightened to it right now, is I see a lot more men taking the reins with their sons and their daughters, where in the past I don't think that has happened that much.
Right.
And one of the things that kind of burns within me is to kind of create a database and a website for men who are interested in raising their sons and daughters and doing things like that,
right,
where we can kind of meet and talk and this works, that didn't work, because it's a huge movement. And I can't speak for anyone else, but for myself, like my father wasn't there when I was growing up.
Right.
And the impact a male can make when he pays attention to his child is, it's like you throw a pebble in a pond and the ripples just go out there, and
right,
it's very, very, very powerful. So
right,
I'm really excited about 2011.
All right, this is great.
And,
this is great.
I'm excited to be on your program.
Right, thank you. Well, definitely, I'm going to try to connect with you maybe on the weekends or something. That way I can bring my son along and
Absolutely,
maybe be introduced to some of these.
We'll play some chess. We'll play some chess.
Right, right.
You know it.
Father and son and father and son.
Right. Well, you know how it goes though. We'll start playing. We'll let them do whatever they want.
Right.
We'll start playing, and they're like, "What's that? What's that?" And
right,
you got them.
You got them.
You got them.
Right. Oh, excellent, excellent. So what I wanted to talk about is history. It's a question that I have and that I ask a lot of my guests that come on the show. Do you think that our history lessons and the lessons that they still continue to give us, do you think that needs to be upgraded? Because it seems like within the school district, it's a lot of the same stuff that is, especially with history, you know what I mean, that is repetitive, you know what I mean? As far as we're slaves, we were a lot of different things. But it doesn't really focus on the inventors, doesn't focus on the educators. There's only a few people that they mention, right, you know what I mean? But I believe that if the information was introduced to our young people at the age of them going into school, I think that would give them build their self-esteem and give them a lot more to look forward to, right, to know that we were important, we played an important part in history, and we were important, and we still are important. Now, I did a survey, because I do youth forums. So I did a survey at the last youth forum that I did, and these were 8th graders. And basically what I did with the 8th graders was I asked them to give me their favorite basketball player, their favorite rap artist. So they knew a lot of the entertainment and sports stuff. They knew that, like the back of their hand. Then when I asked them, I said, well, what's your favorite politician? Now, these are 8th graders. They didn't even know what a politician was. There was one out of the bunch that kind of figured it out, like, you mean like Obama? I'm like, yeah, President Obama. That's a politician. So what I explained to them is that, these are 8th graders, that they need to be more advanced as far as broadening their horizon and not always just staying in a box. That's fine to know a lot about entertainment, games, and sports, but there's a lot of other things going on in the world that we need to at least have some sort of information, about, or be educated about, you know what I mean? Be well-rounded. And that's what I definitely, I pitch to a lot of the young people, or people in general that I come in contact with. Try to be